right. You guys can keep eating. I just asked them to turn the music down so I can say a few words for Neil. For those of you who don't know me, or know me well, I'm Liam Boyle. I'm Neil's younger brother, only brother. It's funny, I got a computer here because I couldn't get my printer to work this morning, so I'm going to be reading off this a little bit. But my wife Carly is right here next to me, and 2016 we got married, and Neil was my best man, and gave a really great speech. So felt just, be the right thing to talk here for him as well. Probably won't do nearly as good a job as he did. As my wife Carly says, he moved 150 people, to laugh. Strangers he didn't even know just from his speech. So he's a great person. I'm gonna read this here. Neil was an amazing, fearless man. He didn't let his disability or being blind be a limitation. His independence was incredible. People constantly remind me of this. Neil was a dreamer. He always set goals for himself when no one was even pushing him to do so. He dreamed of having his own family, his own property someday, though he was extremely humble and appreciated everything God had given him. He sought independence and achieved that. He sought adventure and achieved that. He fought hard for what he wanted, not letting his disability hold him back, and he was incredibly accomplished. Anytime I face a challenge in life, I think of Neil. In fact, a couple weeks ago, this isn't even on script, it was like 6:15 on Tuesday, a few weeks ago. He's like, "Did you vote?" And I was like, "No, I got caught up with work. I didn't get to it yet, and I had a sprained ankle. He didn't know that." But he got in. And I was like, "Neil can do it. I can do it." So Carly drove me over and had a crutch that our previous owner left in the garage, and I hobbled in there and I voted. I texted him that. He was happy about that. So anytime I face a challenge in life, I think of Neil and reflect on the great things he's been able to accomplish in the face of adversity, and it gives me strength and courage to charge on. So I know Neil has had this effect not just on me, but on many others, as he's helped bring out the good in everyone. Not only determined, Neil was also fearless, an amazing man. And the father talked about this earlier. In 2013, he told my mom, my sister, Megan, that he was going to take a train out to Colorado Springs with his Uncle John for a vacation. Like, that's awesome. That's going to be a good time. But we didn't know. A few days after they went out on vacation, he texted us or emailed us, I can't remember exactly, a link, and it was a video of him paragliding, like a GoPro on top of his helmet. Like, this is a blind man, like, just leaping off a cliff. I mean, like, I know more than half of the people in this room probably wouldn't even dare go play paragliding. I mean, and we would get to see the full things that we would get to see. So he's seeing limitations of that, but to me, that was beauty. Him kind of just coming down, gliding down. I think he really enjoyed that. And you could hear it in the video in his laugh and his smile. So, he had a great time doing that, and that's what he did. Always seeking adventure and enjoying God's beautiful gifts. So Neil was our rock, a heart of gold that always brought us together as a family. Not only was he my big brother, he was my godfather, he was my best man, my best friend, and he was also my hero. We moved back from Ireland at the age of 8. I was very fortunate to get to share a room with Neil. Some people like to grow up rich. I think it was great that he kind of grew up not rich, because I got to share more time with him. He was 10 years older, so 18-year-old and 8-year-old, you think he'd be not hanging out at all. He always made time for me. I remember we bought our first TV with our birthday money, Christmas money that we put together, a little 13-inch Magnavox that we were just in awe. We're like, "We have a TV in our room. This is crazy." We didn't have cable TV. We just watched whatever came on. And, it was great. And he set countless good examples for me growing up. He's introduced me to the world outside my home, to music. I can remember in our room, the first CD I ever heard was My Hero, a single actually, My Hero by the Foo Fighters. There's a few songs on that single, but that song, My Hero, really sticks with me now. He introduced me to movies. Telling me about Rambo, the old Van Damme movies, and all his martial art movies and stuff like that, Bloodsport. And he also took me on my first rated R movie, The Matrix. Kind of tells my age, but we told Mom it was PG-13, so she wouldn't really fuss about it. That was over in Gulf Mill Theater, which is now a gym, which is ironic, and I live near it. But yeah, and then he introduced me to video games, which is probably not the best thing to be introduced to people to, but I enjoyed it. To sports, go Bears, and the great outdoors, but also how to have fun, how to laugh, how to appreciate the little things in life, and not to take things too seriously, but most importantly, how to share others that you care for, how important, how important it is to share that you care for them, and also to make time for loved ones. Neil was the best at that. Like all of us, we get busy with our lives, we forget, the simple things that we just need to get with family and friends at times, and days become weeks, weeks become months, months become years. Neil never let that happen. He always reached out, and he knew that people would be busy, so he reached out and said, hey, let's get together in a few weeks or something like that. So he would always be figuring out how to make sure we come together. Neil was also the most genuine person I've ever met, and he treated everyone with respect, even if they didn't deserve it. He was also the most generous person I've met. He didn't need much to get by, and he would save his money to afford birthday and Christmas presents for the family. Even after we told him not to, he said, Neil, save your money, and you have more important things to take care of. It's no big deal, just give us a card and you're good. But Neil couldn't do that. He wanted to share what little he had with others, and his gifts were always the most thoughtful. I mean, his cards even, not even what he wrote in the cards, but he would find the cards that had the best message in there. I swear he must have spent an hour for every card he was picking out. And you picture a roll of cards, you can visually see them quickly, you kind of glance what's funny, what hits the mark. He's having to go through each one. So I mean, the time he would take to do that is just incredible. So after we told him to stop buying us gifts, he couldn't do that. And he kept getting us gifts. And even a few years back, I think Father mentioned this a little bit earlier, but while working full-time for the Illinois Tollway in Chicago, commuting from Jefferson Park to downtown by UIC, 3 hours a day back and forth total. Also attending Mass on Wednesdays that eat up his day, and Sundays that eat up his day as well. He still managed to find time to volunteer at a food pantry for the homeless. I mean, a blind man serving the homeless, it's just incredible. I mean, I've never even done it myself. He's just the most charitable person I've ever met. So, speaking of his impact on others, I was trying to find, things online. I don't have Facebook, it's a little bit harder, but I have LinkedIn, and he's on LinkedIn, and I don't think he uses it a ton, but he go on there every now and then. I noticed a post that he liked, which I thought was really awesome. It was British researchers found that one smile, just one smile, can generate the same level of brain stimulation as up to 2,000 candy bars of chocolate. So all the kids in here don't understand what that means, but it resonates that strongly that you feel the joy from just seeing someone smile, that it's like you had 2,000 chocolate bars. So in reading that, in the night a few nights ago, I was crying before I read it, and it turned my tears of grief into tears of joy as I looked through the hundreds of photos that everyone in this room helped contribute to over the last few days. Putting those together, he was smiling in virtually every single photo. And not even if he knew you were taking the picture. If you knew you were taking the picture, guaranteed smile. But half the time, we were just trying to catch him in the moment, and he was smiling. So, I think countless people have had the pleasure of seeing his beautiful, genuine, infectious smile, bringing more joy to the world than Hershey's and all the other chocolate manufacturers combined. Neil had a heart of gold. He was a gift to us all, and we will love him forever. I'll keep fishing for you. I'll keep grading for you. I'll keep exploring for you. Neil, I'm even planning to go paragliding in Colorado Springs where you went, because I want to make sure that I experience that as well. So hopefully you guide me to safety. I love you, bro, with all my heart. May you rest in peace.